back to another episode of Plant-Based Ads. I'm Joey Troxel. I want to first thank our financial supporters. Without them, we would have no show because I'm a teacher and I can only afford to do so much. Thank you for supporting the show. If you are interested in helping out with the program and becoming a financial supporter, there's a link in the description below this video to connect with PayPal or Patreon. Patreon's really good because I just upload the entire video there 2 days before it comes out without any commercials, and you can watch it without having to go to YouTube and see all the commercials. PayPal gets a link to the unpublished video before it comes out, but you can have the commercials on it, so there's a little bit of difference. PayPal, I don't always get your email, so if you donate money through PayPal, even if you do like a super thanks or something, you know, just in the comments for $1 or something, make sure you email me and tell me you do that, tell me you did that, so I can add you to my early release list for the video, so you get them ahead of time, all right? Otherwise, you know, with PayPal, I don't always get your email, so it's a little bit of a struggle. Anyway, that's one way to support the show, and we could always use your help. We went on a cruise for a week. We left Monday, Tuesday through Sunday. Got back Sunday night, 2 weeks ago. And Sunday, we got back and we're like, not feeling well. And then Monday morning, we're both sick. And we go to work, like we didn't have a fever, but we're both like coughing and like, I feel like crap. I have aches and all that, but there's no fever, right? But we're both like wiped out. So every day, Monday through Thursday, last week, which is the week after the cruise, I came home and went right to bed and slept right through till 6 a.m. the next morning each day. I lost all of last week, and we lost the week on the cruise because we weren't here, so we have no food in the fridge. Anything we had there, it just went bad. So we're like catching up, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a meal prep video, and some of the stuff is based on what Lex brought home. This Pepperidge Farm rolls here with butter in them. Made with real butter. That's going to convince me to buy it, right? Lex's school gives food out to the community. I think it's the last Thursday of each month. So people will stand in line, you know, from the community for their families and take what they think they need for home. At the end of the day, right, because it's only that one day, whatever they don't get rid of, they just throw on a table in the student center and tell the students to just take it or they're going to throw it. Lex is the last class of the day for that day. It's a Thursday, and then Friday the school is not open. There's no classes on Friday. Rather than watch stuff get thrown out, he'll bring it home if he thinks that we can use it. I'll explain the other stuff here because it's his stuff. But he brought home a whole bunch of bread from Pepperidge Farm. This one's got butter in it. I don't think the other ones have butter in them. But they're expired 2 weeks ago. We're totally not eating these, even if they didn't have butter in them, because it's like 200 calories for one bun. There's a whole loaf of bread there where one slice is 170 calories. So, you know, you're at 300, too many calories before you can put anything on it. And he knows that, right? So I'm like, why in the world did you bring this bread home? Like, what are we doing with this? We're just going to have to throw it out. And he goes, no, we'll give it to the birds. And I was like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. There you go. So we'll be feeding the birds, a non-vegan diet, I guess. And then, you know, he brought some other stuff home. This happened last month, too. One of the things people didn't want is a big bag of pears. These pears, I can smell them. They're ripe, right? And I don't know, there's 40 of them in here. Last month when he did this, I washed them all. I put them in the fridge, and just having those cold pears in the fridge, I went through all of them in a week, every single one of them. And then the same thing here, he's got this big bag of potatoes. People don't want potatoes, like, for a handout. What do they want? I mean, potatoes is a staple. You can make so much with this. I don't understand people. I'm going to cut those potatoes up into pieces, I'm going to brown them and have them ready to go, and we'll just throw them in every meal that we make, right? They'll be perfect. So the one thing that Lex, sometimes, you know, he's got a potty mouth, but the one thing that he did learn from us, right? Like I always say, he's a collection of all my bad habits, but one of the things he learned from us is that we do not let food go to waste, right? So he's always thinking about, we can use that, we can use this. He brought a bunch of other stuff home. Like he brought a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes. There were all these different colors, and I already used them yesterday. I made a video, an Instapot video, which is already out, and I used them in that video, and they were absolutely beautiful. He brought home 2 bags of rice. Like, the last thing this house needs is more rice, right? But it's in the cabinet. And he brought home a big melon that we're going to cut up today. A big white melon. And he knows that I love, you know, fresh fruit. And he also brought home, hang on to this. He also brought home, like, all of these cabbages. So I put this online. I asked people what to do with cabbage, and I got so many like ideas. A lot of this I'm just based on what your idea is. I'm gonna wash this stuff and freeze most of it, but there's so many great things I can make with this. So I don't know if I'll make with anything with this today. I'll probably do this another time, but like he just brings this stuff home, and a lot of times I'm like kind of forced to come up with like ideas because he doesn't want to see food go to waste, and now it's here, so I don't want to see it go to waste. So I don't know. There's that. So let me tell you what we are making. We're gonna make protein bagels for sure, because everyone in this house is a bagelaholic, and those protein bagels are really the only way to go. The macros are amazing. We're gonna wash and clean these potatoes, and we're gonna cook them up. We're going to wash and clean these pears, and I'll put them in the refrigerator ready to eat. I'm going to make our cheese sauce. Potatoes go great with cheese sauce, and we have a cashew cheese sauce that we've made since Lex was, I don't know, in a stroller, right? Actually, I shouldn't say Lex was never in a stroller. When he was a baby, he would not go in the stroller. He insisted, I got 1.5, that we walk with him. So every time we went to a store, it was like this, all right, let's go. And he would not go in the stroller. Like, it was so crazy. I suffered for the first 6 years of his life, carrying him around or walking at like one step at a time because he would not go in the stroller. He wanted to do everything we did. But anyway, Lex has been eating that cheese sauce since he was like this big, and we just love it. So I'm going to make that cashew nacho cheese sauce. It's delicious. We're going to cut up watermelon that Tim brought and that other melon that Lex brought. I'm going to make overnight oats for this week. So the overnight oats are simple. I just throw all the ingredients in the jar, and I just leave the wet stuff out. Then in the morning, I take my oats, I throw the milk in, I shake, 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 I put it in my Herman Muncham lunchbox, and I go to work. Overnight oats do not need to sit overnight. I put them together at 6 a.m., and sometimes I eat it at 10 a.m., and sometimes I eat it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Either way, it's ready to go. So that's going to be fine. I'm probably going to possibly make some chocolate cookies. I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm going to finish it all tonight. It's already 3:12 in the afternoon, so I'm going to get started now, but over the next 24 hours, I'm going to be making food for the week. So I'll just take you along with me. And then Tim has some yogurt in the Instant Pot coming up to just about done here, depending how long this video takes. I'm going to show you me putting it into the strainer to make it Greek style. And then if we're still making this video tomorrow or the next day, then I'll show you us putting it in jars and portioning it out. All right? All right. Let's start cooking. All right, now the potatoes are washed. I'm just going to cut them up. The best way to get potatoes gone in this house is to have them ready to eat. When they're sitting in the refrigerator cooked and like oven browned and cooked and ready to eat, we throw them in meals. Otherwise, they just sit in the little rack on the counter. They'll just sit there for months until they grow like stalks and are no good. So I'm going to have these cooked and ready to eat, and we'll have them all week long. I'm going to cut them up, throw them in a bowl, and kind of shake them with some spices, and just throw them in the oven and oven brown them. I'm going to use a little bit of spray oil here. We're not an oil-free channel, and I'm not afraid of spray oil anymore. Like, a little shot is not going to change me in any way. So I'm good right there. I am, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm eating a sumo orange. I know they're not in season right now. They don't come into season until the last week of December, the first week of January. But they are in season in Australia because of the climate's opposite there. And they're imported as a Sprouts, I guess. I don't even want to know how much these were. Tim got them, and he bought a bunch of them. So they're probably like $5 or $6 each. But I absolutely love them. Now it's time to cut up some potatoes. Let's start cutting. Just cutting them all into bite-sized pieces. It doesn't really matter how big they are. I just want to make sure they're all about the same size so they all cook evenly. That's it. If I see any like brown pieces here, like this is bad right here, I'm just going to cut them off. And that's all I'm doing until all this is done. Do you want to measure? Yeah, never mind.
We're going to toss these up.
We'll toss it in. What can go wrong? Okay, it's a lot of paprika.
A little less chili. And then we need the onion portions.
All right, we'll shake these babies up. I got the oven preheated. Here you go.
Okay.
I got the oven preheating. I'm getting forced out of the frame.
Ta-da! It will be good.
Let's get a pan and put them on. All right, the oven's preheating to 400. Oh, that's a lot of spice. The oven's preheating to 400. So once it comes up to temperature, we're just going to throw these in. We'll cook them for 10 minutes. Shake, shake, shake. 10 more minutes. Should be done. Might even be done in less than that. Might be done in like 10 to 12 minute cycles. So you just kind of keep an eye on them. We normally do this in the little air fryer toaster oven thing, but we're using the big oven now. So
with this much?
Yeah, the temperature is probably going to be a little different, right? So, yeah. So we'll just cook them until they're heated all the way through and they're soft with a fork, and that's it. So in the end, I'll let you know how much time that actually is. All right, let's head over to the oven with these. Alrighty, so next we're going to make the cheese sauce. I've made this, I don't know, a million times, but I still use the recipe each time, even though I know what's in it. It's just what I do. I check the recipe and make sure I put everything in it. Tim's adding water to the Berkey. That's what that noise is. So let's get my recipe here. It starts with this is my book of recipes. It starts with 2 cups of cashews. So we're going to get all the ingredients together, dump it all in the blender, blend it up for 2 minutes. It's a high-speed blender, so I don't need to soak the cashews first. If you're not using a Vitamix or a high-speed blender, you need to soak the cashews for like 2 hours first and then drain them. But I'm not doing that because I don't need to. So I'm going to get all the ingredients. We'll start putting them in, and then I'll stick the burner out here, and we'll cook it until it heats up and thickens up. Let's go. All right, we're going to start with 2 cups of cashews. These are just raw cashews. They're not like roasted or anything. There you go. And there you go. 2 cups of cashews. We're going to throw in 2.5 cups of water right now, and then a cup later on once it's all blended into the pot when it's heated up. But right now, 2.5 cups. That's 2 cups, so I need to get another half cup. All right, 2.5 cups of water. Now start time for the spices. So it's a heaping teaspoon of the 3 spices. So we've got heaping teaspoon of garlic powder. Right, so there's a nice big heaping teaspoon. You can't have garlic powder without onion powder. Hello. All right, nice big heaping teaspoon of onion powder. Put these away. This is one of, like, again, if I said this last video, if I have a book of like my top 10 favorite recipes, protein or not, this is one of them right here. The pinto beans is one, and this is one right here. All right, nice big teaspoon of paprika. Here's my spices. We need a jar of pimentos, a 4-ounce jar of pimentos. So I just get these diced pimentos from Kroger. Actually, these are from Great Value, so that's Walmart, but wherever you get them from, they're just little jars of pimentos. They're always so tight. I cannot get this open. Like, I just hurt my back trying to open this, so I'm going to have Tim open this. In the meantime, I need half a cup of nooch. Half a cup of nooch.
Okay.
Pop that in there. All right. And you got this open. Thank you very much. All right.
How easy is that? You didn't have to strain it or anything.
Thank you. Toss that out. Thanks very much. And then we need, like, I don't know, a tablespoon or 2 of lemon juice. We get lemons every year in January from our friend Deanne, and we just freeze them in ice cubes. So that's what this is. And then as we need them, we thaw out an ice cube and we use it. So that's what I'm doing here. Although these are really frozen. These kind of melted and froze together, which is not good. All right, so we finally have a ice cube in here. So I'm gonna throw it in the microwave right here, just for 20 seconds, just to get it liquidy, and then I'll throw it in here. You probably, I mean, we're blending it. We can probably just throw it in frozen and blend it. So, you know, Tim's like, yes. I'm set in my ways, so sorry. All right, and then we're gonna blend this up for 2 full minutes at high speed until it's like all blended and all the cashews are mixed, and it's not like, you know, like it's not, you know, there's no texture to it. It's just creamy. All right, I'm just gonna estimate on this. I mean, I don't need it to be exact. There you go. All right, so this is why I use my recipe. I want to make sure I have everything. So I've got the water, the cashews, the lemon juice, the paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, the salt, the pimentos, and the nooch. So this is ready to go. I'm going to take this, throw it on the blender, blend it for 2 minutes, and I'll bring it back. All right, so it's all kind of blended up here. It looks like a cheesy shake. So we're going to dump it in right here.
People talk about tahini being liquid gold. This is our liquid gold.
Is it right
for
here?
sure.
You hear that, Miles? Liquid gold right here. This is the real stuff. All right. And then you have to add another cup of water. It just increases the volume. I like to just put it in here first just so I can get the rest of this stuff out. Like this. And then get the most out of this if I can. And then we can just kind of wash this. Meanwhile, Tim's shaking up the potatoes over there, just kind of moving them around. They just did their first 10 minutes, and now we're going to do another 10 minutes.
Shake it up, baby, now.
Shake it up, baby. All right, so we are cooking this on medium heat. Depending on how long you cook it for, anywhere from 6 to 15 minutes. You don't want it to burn, so you kind of have to, once it starts heating up, you got to kind of stir it over and over again. You got to keep stirring it. When it starts to bubble, it's ready. All right, so I'm starting the little mixing process, little mixy. Tim's having the leftovers from the...
No, this is what I made.
Oh, did you make it?
Yeah.
So when we go to sushi, Tim usually orders steamed tofu, just steamed, like...
It's actually boiled.
Is it boiled?
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's just tofu cut up and like there's nothing on it. And he usually orders the sauce on the side, the sesame sauce on the side.
Yep.
And then he takes extra sauce, and then he comes home, makes more tofu, and just uses it.
Yeah, so this is... I haven't done a what I eat in a lunch series. I should do that. This would be one of those. It's cold. I just dip it in some sauce. I'm ready to go. It's so good. It's soft. I don't know why I like it so much, but talk about getting calcium.
Yeah, tofu's loaded with calcium.
Loaded with good stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, vitamin B. Like there's so much stuff in tofu that we get
Yeah.
that gives us things that we don't get in other foods.
like when you enter it in chronometer, you'll be surprised. Like
Yeah,
boom,
tofu changes everything.
everything jumps. Yeah. Yeah. So the tofu, great snack. I'll have it at work, but that's just once a day for tofu. That's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it has to be seitan,
Yeah.
the fava bean tofu, because it just ends up being too many calories for cutting. So
Yeah, I mean, it's just that it doesn't. Soybean tofu. If your calories are different though. For
Yeah.
mine, if they're a small amount of calories like I get every day, I would eat more than soybean tofu, and I eat fava bean tofu.
Yeah.
But for you can get away with soybean tofu and still get other stuff in.
yeah, but at the same time, my protein goal is pretty high.
Yeah, that's
and and just the tofu is sort of limiting. So
Yeah.
anyway, but it's been working. I am still losing weight. So
Yeah, you're down to a record low weight, which is amazing. So that's great. All right.
the smell is already so good.
That chili sauce, so
Yeah.
good. All right, it's going to take a few minutes to get to temperature over here. You want to just keep mixing up so it doesn't stick to the bottom or burn. One of the first videos we did was Lex and I doing this in one of the old houses that we had. Actually, it was in the mid-century modern home we had on Northern Avenue.
Yeah.
And Lex is like this tall, and he's making this with me. It's so funny. It's like our third video that we ever had. You want to get it till it starts bubbling, like not a boil, but where it just starts going, like it's going like this, and then a bubble comes up. Oops. You now I gotta clean that up. You don't want it to boil because then it'll be too far gone. That's why I'm wearing the apron.
And because you're stirring, you'll see a texture or thickening occur as well.
All right, you can see it's kind of bubbling here, which is already too far, but it is like thick. You see that? Like it's ready to go. So I'm gonna shut this off, because I don't want it to stick to the bottom, and I'll just continue stirring it as it cools down a little bit, and then I'll show you how we test this to make sure it's just perfect.
Joey wanted me to show you this.
All right, this is the special way to test this. You got to grab some corn chips. See, here's the late July ones from Costco. For some reason, no matter how hot this is, it isn't hot on your tongue when it's on a chip. I don't know why, even though it's boiling. All right? Not bad. Oh, yeah.
Yum.
Oh, my God. Oh, good.
We're there.
It is delicious. It's like really thick, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful plant-based nacho sauce. It's just not a nacho cheese sauce. It's nacho cheese. It's not your cheese sauce. Now, you gotta let it cool off before you put the covers in the mason jar, but for now,
Well, we can pour it in, right?
we can pour it in, yeah.
Okay.
The reason we're making this is because we started making this because let's like soft pretzels, right? And we would have this with soft pretzels, right? So, but now we just put it on potatoes and everything else. So,
Potatoes,
burritos.
bean burritos.
Yep, for sure. So we've got these mason jar funnels. They're large mouth funnels, right? and they fit right in the mason jars. So we can, pour this right in. So I'm just gonna pour it in. We'll fill up, 2 of these. Where's the little hole thing?
Holder?
Yeah. You got the spatula?
Yeah.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to hold this thing. It's just a matter of a spatula. Okay, got it. All right, let's switch that to the other one. And then we'll do this one.
Okay.
There you
All right, we're gonna
ready? I can't see this, so
yeah. I'll just hold it just right there.
all right. We don't put the covers on until after it's kind of come to room temperature. Otherwise, it creates a lot of moisture.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, otherwise, there you go.
So good.
Especially, this is the best cheese sauce recipe. You guys know, if you've watched us, we've had a lot of cheese sauce recipes, like so many. And this was our first one. And we went to healthier ones and cauliflower ones and potato ones.
More spicy Mexican.
Yeah, none of them compare to this, right? So in the end, just stick with the best. All right, cheese sauce done. Let's move on. We're definitely gonna need yogurt for the week, so I'm gonna start making Greek yogurt out of this. We've got a yogurt video right here on how to do this. It's just our soy milk, and I'll put a picture of it right here. And it's just the milk. It's just the soybeans, and you don't whatever milk you're using, you want it to be high in protein to get Greek yogurt or Greek style. So that's the soy milk, and you want it to be without any additional fillers and additives. So you need something like West Soy or something that just has the soybeans and nothing else. When it starts adding a bunch of additives, it's not going to work. And then I've got this kind of now the yogurt's done. It cooked for 12 hours. It's ready to put into jars. However, I want Greek style yogurt, which is much thicker. It kind of drains out all the liquid, and you just get this kind of really thick yogurt. And it's much more higher in protein because you're getting less of it. So, it's more like, condensed. And I'm going to make Greek yogurt by just taking my existing yogurt and throwing it in here and letting the whey, which is the product that the water in it, but letting the whey, I know whey means milk, but that's not what it is. And we're letting the whey drain out for 48 hours, and then we'll put it into jars. But you could do it right from here. People are going to be like, oh, I just jarred from there, blah, 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 or I put it in the jars and I don't do that. This is the way I do it. And I do it this way because after it's all drained and I get the big clump of yogurt, I weigh that so I get it into 6 equal portions. And that's how I do my macros. Otherwise, the macros are all wrong. So I'm just going to take this in. And for the Instapot, for the yogurt, it's not pressure cooked. So I just have a glass lid, right, that fits right on top of it. I'll have a link to that below this video also. All right, so fairly simple. I'm just going to take this and dump it in here. You can see it's yogurty. It's all cultured and all that. So it is kind of ready to eat just the way it is. But I want Greek style yogurt. My very first job was I was a waiter in a Greek restaurant. Actually, I was a busboy first. And my best friend was Greek, and it was his dad's restaurant. My friend Aristides. So I worked there for years. And I was, I was very close to the family. We were all best friends. So I know, some Greek. Well, actually, I just know the curse words. But I'm familiar with all the Greek food and all that because I worked in the restaurant for many years. All right. So this is going to drain. I'm going to throw this in the fridge, and I'm just going to put the cover on here. And I have a link to this thing below this video where you can purchase it on the Amazon store. I absolutely love this thing. 48 hours in the fridge, and then I'm going to put it into 6 jars, and I'll get 6 equal portions, and the macros that are in Chronometer and on the website www.plantbasedads.net will match what's in here. Let's get it to the fridge. All right, so it's time to do the yogurt. So the yogurt, when I showed you last time, it came out of the Instapot after 10 hours, right, or 12 hours. We tossed it in here into this Greek yogurt maker, and all this does is strain the whey out of the yogurt to make it Greek yogurt, to make it condensed, right?
Yep.
Or not condensed, but just all without the whey.
So I tend to be the one that does this.
Yeah, I never do this.
So we're not going to dirty another dish.
What are we gonna do?
All right, I'll show you.
you gotta weigh it before we put it in the jar. Because we may not, if you're at home by yourself, you just break it up into 6 portions. You're gonna eat it all, it won't matter. But any one of us might eat this, so we need the portions to be specific. All right.
Perfect. Okay. So this is the internal of our lid. So we're just going to rest it right there.
Right.
Now you can see under the sediment, whey has gone to the bottom here.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to give this a quick little stir. So we have these little jars. This is perfect.
Yeah.
So this is going in the freezer. And then for our next batch, this will be ready to go. It's our starter.
That's our starter. Now, we're only going to use part of this because there's already like 11 of these in the freezer.
I was wondering why I couldn't find...
It's like, we don't have any more of these small jars. I'm like, we have a lot of those jars, and we look in the freezer.
I didn't really realize.
Yeah, so we're just going to dump the rest of this way. But normally, we refrigerate or you freeze all of the way.
Such a prepper.
And for the starter of the next batch, it's that way. It's that frozen way. We just throw it we throw it frozen in the Instant Pot with the milk, right? And
It's almost like I'm a prepper.
It's like you're a prepper, yeah. You're a prepper. All right.
Okay.
So now we need to measure this, take it all out and measure it and break it up into 6 pieces.
Okay. So I'm going to set this to grams.
Yep, we got our scale. So go ahead and do what you normally do, because I normally don't do this part. There it is.
And really, almost all of it just comes right out.
It is
together.
thick Greek style yogurt, like really thick.
And literally, it was in this pot. You saw us put this in,
Yeah.
and now we're taking it out. Like, this is not hard work at all.
I mean, look how thick that is. That's really thick.
This is protein,
All right.
probiotic.
Let's get it all in so we can get the weight. All right, so it's 889, right?
Yeah.
So let's say 890. So we just need to divide 890 by 6. So that's about 148 grams per jar, but you always wind up not getting all of it in there because some of it stays on the spoon or whatever. So we're going to try and get it to 140 grams per jar, all right? So that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to put each jar here, right, one at a time. We'll tear it out to 0, and then we'll put 140 grams in each jar. Don't in the fridge, put the date on it with the little blue light. All right, the battery ran out. So we're putting in 140 grams into each one. All right, 77. We need to put a little bit heavier spoon than that in. Yeah. Now again, if you're the only one that lives at home when you're doing this, there's no reason to measure it because you're going to eat it all. It won't matter. You can just, put it in chronometer as a sixth of the recipe. But since, there's 3 of us living in this house, that's not the way it's going to work. So I want to make sure my macros are correct. Because for me, I'm
So I get that in there,
yeah.
and then I give it a whack down.
Yeah.
So then it's all down together.
Yeah.
So this is perfect. Goes in the fridge.
In the fridge,
Ready
yeah.
for a couple weeks.
And we go to the next one. And I usually put a piece of blue painter's tape on it with the date on it. It won't matter because we go through these so fast, though.
I keep thinking of this idea of food prep, right? And having this, it's one of those things where the food is ready to go. And now it opens a whole new world of recipes, right? Because you can use this as an equivalent to Greek-style yogurt dressings.
Yep.
Desserts with fruit.
Pancakes,
with
like everything we
pancakes.
use. Anything we want to make high protein, we just throw this in. Like, because it's Greek yogurt is high protein.
Yeah, because this has a little tang to it.
Yeah.
I love it with vegetables as well.
Yeah.
Just, it's like a sour cream replacement.
It's a mayo replacement too. If I make the Lexa burger, I
yes,
use this
yes.
as mayo. He has no idea. All right, we're just gonna finish this up and then we'll move on to the next thing. Alrighty, look at that. Woo. The potatoes look great. How about that? Holy smoke! Oh yeah, baby. These look amazing. And what did you say?
That the peanut gallery earlier was alive and well, and their criticism of some of the seasoning.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I've already had a few of them.
And?
They're really good.
Okay.
And they're very, very hot though. Oh, they are. They're delicious. Woo! For free potatoes that Lex brought home,
Nice.
like, that's a lot of potatoes. We still have another whole bowl we need to put in. So we need to get these off here into a bowl with a cover. Do we even have anything big enough to hold all that stuff?
We should have those mixing bowls, but let's portion these out to a couple individual sizes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we're ready to use them, we just measure them and put in chronometer however much we're using cooked potato. And that's it. So, yeah. So good. All right. Let's get these into a container. All right. So here's what Tim's doing. If you're eating these at home, you just weigh them before you eat them and then throw it in a chronometer. If you have 200 grams of potatoes, which is what I'll do at night, then I'll put 200 grams of potato baked with skin. But Tim's not doing that. Tim's taking a portion for lunch, and he'll just eat all this at lunch. So he wants to know what's in, how much is in there, because he won't have time to weigh it at work. So he's doing 200 grams?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's filling 200 grams up into each one of these containers, and he's taking those to work with him. Okay, it's getting later, and the light sucks, but we're just going to forge on with our meal prep video. All right, so I'm going to make the high-protein bagel stack. So here's what we're going to do. The ingredients are some vital wheat gluten right here, which is using Anthony's off of Amazon. We're using all-purpose flour, which is on a canister on the counter there. We're using some baking powder right here. I've got some salt over here. I've got some soy yogurt that I make myself, some water, and we'll throw some everything bagel seasoning on the top. And in case I need it, there's a little bit of spray oil. So recipe will be on the plantbaseddads.net website. So www.plantbaseddads.net. So check that out. And let's get started. All right. So this makes 4 bagels. And for the macros, if you do it the way I'm doing it, you make 4 bagels, then the macros are not in front of me, so shown below. I think they're like 300 something calories and like 30 something grams of protein. They're really good. The macros are shown below, so just check them out there. All right. First of all, we need a bunch of dry ingredients. So we're going to take 100. It's equal measurement of vital wheat gluten and flour. So we're going to take 140 grams of vital wheat gluten first. All right. So I've got my vital wheat gluten, and let's see how much I've got here. I need 140 grams. So that is 98. Did I take the cup into consideration? I did. All right. So I need 140 grams. That is 138. I'm just going to put a little tablespoon or 2 more in there. All right. And 141 grams. 140 grams right there. Or right there. Eventually. Really? There you go. All right. So 140 grams of vital wheat gluten. Let me grab my flour. And then let's put the same cup here because the scale's already tarred out for that. And I need 140 grams of flour. It's 83. What we got here? I mean, this just goes to show you why grams are so important. I need equal amounts. If I would, 140 grams is more than a cup of flour. It's less than a cup vital wheat gluten. So it's not, cups doesn't really do it. Let's see. Just right on the top here. That's close. All right, there you go. 140 grams of both. There you go. Actually, I need to put the flour back. I try not to show these canisters just because there's a lot going on, but I do have canisters of stuff on the counter that I use. It's TVP, nutritional yeast, oats, and flour. All right, next we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So let's do that next. A teaspoon. All right. This one has not been opened yet. All right, so I got my 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons right there, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. I'm going to estimate it, and that's be exact. So, yeah, right around there. All right. So, anything else dry? No, that's it. So I'm going to whisk these together to get them combined. There you go. I'm taking the stuff that was on the scale in here because that was part of my measurement because it was on the scale, so it got weighed. Just wanted to be as exact as possible. All right. These bagels are so good. And they're loaded with protein. Normally, like, if someone brings bagels to work, I'll eat like 3 of them. And I've gotten like very little protein out of it, and I've gotten 1,000 calories. Now, if I get the same 1,000 calories, I've got 90 grams of protein. It's a different story. I don't feel as bad, and I haven't really failed, right? It's all about planning, so you're prepared. All right. All right, so we've got this in. Next, we're going to add the wet ingredients. The wet ingredients are the soy yogurt and the water. So as far as the yogurt goes, we need 1 full serving of my Greek yogurt. So we have a recipe right up here on how to make the soy, high-protein soy Greek-style yogurt in the Instant Pot. It's so good, guys. Oh, fresh yogurt is amazing. So you can use 1 of those servings because it makes 6 servings. Otherwise, you can just use 150 grams of some yogurt. I'm going to pop that in here. But for the macros that I showed on the screen, it's with my yogurt. So yours might be more or less calories and more or less protein with another yogurt. All right. I'm going to kind of mix this together here a little bit and then try and determine how much water I need. Right now there's just yogurt in here, so it's going to take a little bit of time to combine, and then I'll be able to be like, oh yeah, I need like a tablespoon or something. Right now I've got it set up where I'm going to need 1/3 of a cup and a tablespoon. So let's just start getting this combined a little bit, and we'll do that. All right, we're definitely going to do that. So let's grab the 1/3 of a cup of water. This is 1/4. All right, time to get some water. All right, 1/3 of a cup of water. And it says, and a tablespoon. So I'm going to leave that off for now. Just start mixing first, and then we'll figure out how much more water we need. I just want to get this into a dough where I can throw it on the counter and start like cutting it up into pieces. While you're doing this, you can get a pot of boiling water going, because you can dip these in boiling water so they get into that, they blow up a little bit like they do in the donut shop, in the bagel shop, like if you go into Einstein's, because they put those in water first before they bake them. It's not really going to get doughy until you get your hands in there. I did just wash my hands, so I'm good there. I'm just going to move this around and dough it up here, and I'm going to get it to the point where it's so sticky or it's so doughy that as I roll it around the sides of the glass bowl, it just takes the stuff off the glass bowl. And then once there's nothing left in the glass bowl, that's how I know when I'm done. You want it to be tacky but not sticky, and you don't want it to be dry. I definitely think I need more water in here. But first I'm going to keep kneading it before I do that, just to make sure. Because there's definitely some moist parts of the dough still. Less is more on the water. If you have to add it, just do a little bit at a time, like a tablespoon at a time. All right, so as I'm kind of going around this, it's taking everything off the bowl. So that's what I want. So we're at that place, and now I can just start kneading it. I suck at dough and kneading. Tim does all this, but I'm just going to knead it for a little bit until it all comes together. We don't want to over knead it, but I want to make sure there's no clumps in it or anything like that also. So I'm just going to kind of keep doing this for a little bit till I'm sure that it's all together. This is perfect. All right, that's what we want right there. I'm going to prepare the counter to get it on here and slice it up. All right, so I've got some flour on the counter, and I'm just going to lay this out here with just a little bit of flour and divide it up into 4 pieces. So let me just get it together here, and then let's do it right in half, and I'll divide that in half, and that'll give me 4 bagels. All right, so got my little ball right there, and let's do this right down the middle. That's 1, 2. All right, let's get a little ball right here. I feel the gluten tightening on this because it's vital wheat gluten. All right, that ball right here. All right, we'll do half right here. All right, so now I've got 4 little dough balls. These are my bagels. So I'm just going to grab a cutting board here. And I'm just going to take my little round dough balls I have here. Right, they're just little round dough balls. And stick my finger right through the middle of one of them. And then start kind of just slowly pulling it apart to form this bagel shape, right? I'm just going to tug and pull a little bit and tug and pull. And, if there's more dough in one area, I'll pull more. If there's less, then I won't pull as much. I don't want to pull it apart. I want to make sure the gluten holds it all together, but at the same time, I want to get a nice sized bagel out of it. So where it's really heavy, I'll pull it apart a little bit, but I just kind of want to get this ring, and that's it. Now, as it blows up, it will get thicker and close a little bit, and that's okay. I'm just setting a pot of water here. I'm just going to bring it to a boil, and then I'll just show you how I just kind of toss these things for 30 seconds per side. Just kind of, they get blown up a little bit, and then I take them out. So we'll do that next. All right, so you guys see here, the water is coming to a boil, so I think we're ready. So I'm just going to take one of these bagels here, put it on the little spider, and kind of put it in. So I'm just leaving it in there, and then as soon as it floats to the top, about 30 seconds, I'm just going to flip it. It won't take long. All right, you can see here it's kind of making its way to the top, and it's almost there, and there we go. So now it's floating, it's ready to flip. All right, so I'll just flip it over and give it another 30 seconds, and then that's it. And then I'll put it on the board here. When all 4 of them are done, I'll season them up and throw them in the oven. So sometimes people skip this step, but I kind of like it. I think it kind of blows them up and gets them kind of really fatty and ready for the oven. All right, I think that one's ready to go. I'm gonna finish these up. I'm gonna season them up, and I'll show you what they look like before they go in the oven. As you can see here, I've got my 4 bagels out of the water, about to kind of season them up here. I like to, normal bagels you would put like an egg wash on top of it. I'm not doing that. I like to take some avocado oil and spray a little bit in the cup right there. And then I'm just going to take a brush and use the brush to put some oil on the top. It's just a very small amount. So you can just throw the seasoning on top now without the spray oil. It'll probably stick fine. But, I mean, I'm no longer, hiding behind something and trying to avoid oil. I just don't care about cutting it. It's such a small amount of spray oil spread out among 4 bagels that, the calories are just not even worried. I mean, they're just not worth it. So they're not worth worrying about. All right, and then I'm going to take everything but the bagel seasoning and just sprinkle this stuff all over it. And that's going to give it its like everything bagel-like taste. That'll really kind of make it stand out. It's going to be like a bagel shop bagel. It's going to be so good, guys. And I have the oven preheated to 375. It's already heated and ready to go. Let me show you a shot of this so you can see what I'm working with. These are seasoned and ready to go in the oven, 375 degrees. They are done. Let me give you an overhead view of this so you can see what I mean. Oh, baby, look how good those look. You see they got some beautiful browning on them. They smell delicious. These are going to be great. All right, so you need to let these cool off for about 15 minutes, which I'm going to do. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes, and then I got to cut it open because Lex smelled these and he wants one. Cream cheese, vegan cream cheese sucks. Like, it's really bad. It just tastes like crap. Except for this one. This isn't sponsored or anything, but Violife, just like cream cheese, is just like cream cheese. It's just got the taste of cream cheese. It doesn't have a coconutty taste. It doesn't have like an oaty taste. Like, it just tastes like cream cheese. I've got one open already that I'm working on. We buy them in 2 or 3 at a time because you can't always get them. So I'm going to, in a few minutes, as soon as these cool off, I'm going to cut one of these open and cream cheese it up for Lex and bring it up to him for a snack. And then the rest of these, I'm just going to throw in a Ziploc bag, throw them in the fridge, and they're there when Lex wants them, and you can make sandwiches out of them. So these are a great option. So good. All right, Lex's bagel is all cream cheesed up. I'm going to bring this up to him, throw the rest of these in the fridge. I'm going to get changed, get a tank top on, and I'm going to the gym to meet Pam, my boss. We're going to do treadmill therapy where we talk on the treadmill. We stand on the treadmill next to each other for 2 hours or 4 miles, whatever it is. I wear my weighted vest, and we just chit-chat about everything, right? We talk about our husband, talk about work, we talk about everything, and we just call it treadmill therapy. Then when I get back, I'll do the overnight oats, all right? See you in a bit. All right. Back from the gym, and I did my little run with Pam. I'm going to make some overnight oats for this week. I just need 3 of them because I've got other stuff to eat during the week besides this. So I'll make these for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then I've got I'm going to have the Instant Pot rice and seitan that I made last week. I still have some of that. I'm going to eat that the rest of the week. So here's what I'm doing with this. I need a half a cup of oats in each one of these. It's actually 40 grams, which is a little less than half a cup. That's the closest thing that we have to it. So I got my little mason jar funnel there, and I'm just going to put half a cup in here. And there we go. That's 1, 2. I'm just making 3 of them at a time. And I'm just going to make the dry ingredients right now. I'm not going to do the wet ingredients because then they're soggy in here for 3 days, and it's just not necessary. So in the morning, before I actually go to work, I open one of these up and I put the wet stuff in, which is the milk, and the banana. That's it. And it's a splash of vanilla. All right, so that's done. I'm also going to put in 2 scoops of Chimp protein powder into each one of these. I love Earth Chimp because it just dissolves instantly and it tastes so good. There's a link where you can save 10% on your next order, and actually on all your orders of Earth Chimp in the description below this video. And if you order over $45, it's free shipping. And like, who doesn't love free shipping? I hate paying for shipping. There you go. All right, so 2 scoops there, and then 2 in this one. There you go. And then 2 in this one. I like roast chimp also because it's just all organic stuff. There's no junk and no fillers in it. All right. There you go. And then it's 2 tablespoons of PB Fit or some type of powdered peanut butter in each one of these. So that's what I'm putting in here. 1, 2. And it'll probably be level tablespoons if possible, especially if you're counting macros. All right. This will be a nice protein-filled meal. With the milk I use, it's about 380 calories, 390 calories, and about 38, 39, 40 grams of protein. The macros are really good on this for oats, because oats are great to start with macros. All right. Now, I'm just going to cap these up right here. I like to go like this and then move the powders around to get all the stuff mixed up. So when I do put the milk in, the powders are already kind of mixed together. And then I'll just open these in the morning, or open one of them in the morning, throw in half a banana, 50 grams of banana, a cup of milk, and a little splash of vanilla. And if you're feeling like you've got calories that day, I also like to throw in some chocolate chips and some walnuts. They're so good. But it's just like a tablespoon of walnuts and a tablespoon of chocolate chips. I use the no sugar ones. And that, is the best oats you can get as far as chocolate oats, chocolate peanut butter oats. They're ready to go. And that's it for the overnight oats meal prep. All right, so the last thing we're doing here is some fruit prep. We're gonna do some watermelon, and we had a melon that Lex brought home, but it's just too bad. It's moldy and all that, so we tossed it. So we're going to do watermelon and pineapple. We have watermelon and pineapple prepped all week, every week. That's just 2 staples.
It's like a staple, yeah.
Yeah, watermelon because it's so low in calories, and then pineapple just because we love it.
Yeah.
So,
What did I choose a pineapple? I see that there's some scarring. This was bright yellow when we bought it. The knock, I don't know. So those 3 things, and we give it a go.
We'll see how it goes. I'm going to adjust the camera so we can see more of you. Using our Dalstrong bread knife here. We love this thing. All right. There's a link below where you can get your own Dalstrong products.
Sweet. Okay.
Absolutely beautiful. Oh, yeah. It's really bright.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
So we're there. Okay.
It's good.
We have a few different size scoops. I'm just going to use this, it's medium-sized, and I go in and just make a ball.
Got a lot of these, glass containers. Everything we have is glass, but glass containers that we get from IKEA. All right, and we just fill these things up. That's all Tim's gonna do. This is ripe and ready to eat. And I take it for work, he takes it for work, and it's just cold, fresh watermelon. It's so good.
Seems like Costco lately has had the best price for the size on the watermelon, and we've had pretty good luck with them. So, I think Kroger or Fry's has had a dark, deep green one, and that tends to be pretty sweet, really nice.
The ones from Kroger are usually pretty, well, we have Fry's here, but the one from Fry's is usually really good.
Yeah. If your room doesn't have a fridge, you can call the front desk and usually they have one to deliver. So,
yeah, every hotel room it has to have a fridge. I call ahead of time and make sure it's there because I'm keeping my own food.
Just like wanting a fan as well, same thing. So,
I always say you can ask the chef to start a vegan menu or you can give me a fridge. It's up to you, right? Yes. Fridge always is there, but yeah.
Next up is our pineapple. We're definitely not here to say, this is the best way, but, it is a way we do it, and if you like it or not, take it the way you want. So I usually cut the ends for this, and then I'll show you our pineapple core.
Well, you do have your pineapple drink we have to do one day, right? That's another whole video.
Yeah.
He's talking about Alexa.
He's talking about tapache, and it's a fermented pineapple. So.
All right. Well, there you go.
But
we got this online. It took a month to get here from China. So I don't know where it is, but one of those sketchy places. But it works really good.
So we have a few of these. Yeah.
You just kind of keep going till you get all the way to the bottom of the cutting board. You'll feel it, and then you just pull it out, and you're ready to go. I'm going to get a container for this.
So this is pretty fun. I mean, you can actually core this out, not cut the bottom, and then freeze this, and then sometime when you have a picnic, you can serve drinks in these pineapple bowls. So that's kind of fun. This case, I have not done that. and we're going all the way through. So
Because we don't know anyone to serve drinks to. So
no, we just aren't really doing that, right? So
I'll hold this quick.
Yeah.
I get that. All right.
yeah,
We want to take the top off it. Is that why they do that? All right.
yeah. Handle comes off. Boom, boom.
All right.
Voila. Okay.
This could go in a smoothie. Like if you do this part of the pineapple will blend.
Yeah, I think that ingredient is bromine, bro something. Anyway, anti-cancer fighting,
Bro.
like it's really good for you. So this and the peeling goes in a tapache drink that's fermented. But anyway, so we've got kind of what we want here. There's some
Yeah,
black
cut that piece off.
stuff off.
All right.
That doesn't seem very appetizing.
Yeah.
And then I'll portion this in probably like 3 containers, and then it's ready to go for
Oh, we just toss it in here and measure it as we need it. So
Okay.
it's fine.
All right.
Pineapple also so little in calories, you just don't really measure it. All right.
Okay.
So pineapple's cut, fruit's cut,
That's our meal prep.
everything's done. So we did. I know you got pineapple on your hands, and it probably hurts. We did the protein bagels, we did the potatoes, we did wash the pears and put them in the fridge. We did cheese sauce, we did the watermelon, overnight oats, yogurt. We're not going to do the chocolate cookies, so I'll show you a bite without those. We are ready to go.
Yeah. Having the seitan with potatoes, I'm looking forward to this week having some sauce on that because
good.
it allows for some extra calories, you know?
It does.
Delicious.
All right, that's our video for today. Hit that like button, show us some love, click on the subscribe button, click on the bell. You get notified every time we open a video. Usually every Tuesday. Leave a message, leave a comment below. I hate meal prep videos. Like it'll take me actually Lex will edit this.
And I think in this case, we've done a lot of food prep.
Yeah.
So if you think of that, what combinations to have in the week, anyway, this fits the bill. So
All right, let's
thanks
see-
for joining us. We
see you next
appreciate
time.
you. Bye-bye.